How convenient! Temple deep within the woods. Zelda vaulted off your belly? I'm trying to get that image into my head. She doesn't look like the type to parkour. It looked sort of like a temple. I guess that was the right direction to go. Unfortunately, we're going to need a little more help to get ourselves in. Once again, how convenient. Link? Good idea. I wonder what item that is! It's the slingshot. Of course it is. And now we finally have something on our key weapon item menu thing. Now we can do something about those vines that are just mysteriously all curled up against absolutely nothing. Yeah, just like most of the other games, the slingshot is a pretty decent item to have in terms of projectiles early on, but it's going to be outclassed very, very quickly. Even in this game, it's fairly weak, that you're not going to do much more than, say, stun an enemy with it, but it still helps to have something rather than nothing. And I always forget which direction we go from here. I think we're going... keep going the same direction. Because we've already seen the temple-like area that we need to get to, it's just a matter of getting there. So there's going to be a lot of this in this game. If I've already been through an area, you can be... I'm going right back to the Elder. If we've already been through an area, I'm just not going to bother showing you the run all the way back there. But the first time we go through, I think it helps to get yourself acquainted with everything around you. Even if you're just running in a circle a couple of times. Because I think you can tell it's pretty confusing to go from place to place sometimes. And even though it looks like you're going the right way, you can get turned around really easily. At least I do. Maybe I'm the only idiot that's played this game, but... I do find it pretty easy to get yourself turned around, even if the forest here is... It's pretty easy to tell where you are, where you've been, where you're going, because most of the areas do look different. I just feel like they look similar enough that they're still kind of confusing. But again, that may just be me and my casual stupidity. Probably a good idea to save. Not gonna do it, but it might be a good idea. And of course, might be useful to do that too. That's what I've been doing. I'm also aware of that. So one of the... I'm sure you've guessed by now, if you haven't already played, that a lot of this game is based on motion controls. And the way that motion works in this game, the way that it judges where your cursor is or should be, is based on where it is when you open up whatever item it is that you want to use. So for instance, if I'm about to use the slingshot, and I pull out the slingshot with the B button, wherever I happen to be holding my remote control at the time, the game registers as the neutral position. So for instance, if I had just swung my sword, and my remote is all the way pointed to the right, and I press that button, it's going to register that as the neutral position. So it'll kind of be confusing to use if holding it like 80 degrees to your right is considered neutral. So they gave you the option of pressing down on the D-pad to help recenter. Oh. Yeah, thanks for the Deku seeds. Look at that guy. The eyes, the fangs. And bees! Oh, there's the item we're looking for. Ornamental skull. Bokoblins will drop these on occasion. These are used to craft a decent amount of stuff, so I like to pick them up whenever I can. But yeah, the bees are kind of a thing. You can also knock down the beehive to get another collectible, but I'm not going to get it until we have a means of collecting the bees because it's going to be too much of an issue. These bees will not leave me alone. And as soon as I say that, they go away. Except for that one. But yeah, unfortunately, if we leave that thing there, the bees are going to attack us on the rope. So let's just knock it down and pray that they don't come after us like they're going to do. Fine, I will douse, I will leave, we will get going. They're not still following me, are they? No? Good. So now we can actually cross the rope. Always important to check your surroundings before you walk on a tightrope, because you kind of don't want to be knocked down. And if we make our way back up here, guess what's on the other side? Because you didn't want to go over that tightrope again, did you? No, I didn't either. So let's not do it. Always worth your while to go back and pick up shortcuts. But these guys like to defend a lot, and sometimes it's really annoying to get the right timing for it. We too close to that guy? Too close to that guy. He's pretty shy. So he won't come out unless he knows that you're far enough away that he can actually do damage to you. But it doesn't look like there's anything worthwhile over here. So as you can tell, the first time you go through an area, you gotta go all the way around, do all the side stuff. And then you eventually make your way to the other side, gives you a shortcut, and you never have to go back there again. And of course we can use the slingshot to knock these little things off. And you can bring attention to this guy over here. If he sees you, he'll be stupid enough to walk on the tightrope himself. Hopefully. Come over here, buddy. Come on. Be stupid. Unlike us, this guy has absolutely no sense of balance. So if you leave him on here for long enough, he will eventually fall off. If he doesn't, then let's see to it that we do it ourselves. So you can actually walk backwards on the ropes, and what I did is another thing that, even though I've played through this game a decent number of times, I never get used to. The direction that a weapon gets pulled out is not based on the direction you're facing. It's based on the direction of the camera. So even if I'm facing backwards, the slingshot will turn me right back around when I pull it out. To this day, I am still not used to that. I don't know if I ever will get used to that. It's just so... it feels counterintuitive. Like, after playing so many games where that's not the case, where pulling out the weapon actually recenters the camera around whatever direction you're facing. After you're so used to that, playing through so many games for so many years... well, I don't even know how to describe it. It just feels so weird. But if you come up here, there's a treasure. There are a decent number of small treasure chests scattered around the areas. Most of them are just small rupees, as you would guess. This gold one, he will open up his mouth in either left to right or up and down. You have no way of knowing until you get close enough to him. And if you give him enough time, he'll start attacking you. But here's a jelly blob. This is something I was hoping to get from one of the chews that we encountered up in Skyloft, but we didn't, because we weren't too lucky. Oh, you got nothing else to say? Looks like the same symbol we saw in the sword chamber, isn't it? Really? Because that's what I've been calling him too! Summon forth a light from the heavenly blade so that sword's master may receive aid. Interesting. Sure, let's do it. I think this is actually story progression, where if you do not activate this cube, you will not be allowed to leave. Let me just see if that's true. If I remember correctly, he will not let you leave until you activate this. And if you're playing hero mode, there is a quick way to activate this from below without making you go all the way around the cliff like I did. And then when you activate it, it just jumps you right up into this cutscene. So that cube just magically disappeared and flew off into the sky. And we will not question it. We'll just continue along our way like nothing ever happened. And now we never have to go around that side path ever again. Shortcuts are so incredibly useful. Unfortunately, that is also trumped by the fact that there are little bird statues all over. I cannot help but feel like I missed one further down. Like there should be one over here that I just neglected to pick up, but whatever. We'll probably never need to be back there again anyway, since we picked all of these up. But here's another goddess cube. Pretty hard to miss. There's another one in the area as well, but we don't have access to it yet. We'll be back for it much later. I guess this is the temple that they were talking about, the one that Zelda must have run to. Of course! Well, nobody's really come to our aid out here. And of course, if we feel unprepared, we can just go back to the sky using the bird statue. That's a good idea. I think we'll continue that search next time. This is UniversalGiant. I'll see you guys then.